What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Go Korean Talks Tuesday. In this video, we're going to talk about training and how I've started training, doing well. Talk about the Houston Marathon kickoff event that's happening later on today, and we'll talk about the podcast and more. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we will talk about that in the podcast if you guys join me. It's an early session, but let's go. All right. So hopefully you guys heard me. I forgot about my microphone right here for that intro, but thanks for joining me today. It's an early session. I just got out from a little walk. I didn't really go for a run, just a little walk to recover, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get to the question of the day. And that is, what do you look for in a running shoe? And over the years, it's changed for me on what I look for in a running shoe. I used to look for very minimalist shoes. Well, at first it was very cushioned because that's what the running stores told me to wear, and I switched to minimalist style after I had some shin splints. But I think that the shin splints were caused from bad form. I was over striding, and that would cause bad shin splints for me. And so I went from minimalist shoes to now more like maximalist, almost like very cushioned shoes. So that's what I'm looking for now, cushion shoes. I like the New Balance, not the New Balance, the Newtons, Isaacs. Those are one of my favorites. I like the Brooks. What are those? Brooks, some Brooks shoes. Anyway, but I'm liking more cushion nowadays, and they're a lot more comfortable, especially on those long runs. After some run, after like the marathons on like basically nothing, no cushion. It's just my own body cushioning itself. I just started having feet issues. I think plantar fasciitis started acting up, which people say running minimalist will help you, but for me, it was causing some pain. So let's get to the comments. Bruce Wayne is on here. He says, did you have to start this early? I have a test in a few minutes. Sorry, man. I have to be somewhere a little bit later. Thanks for joining me. But yeah, I'll be quick. So you can leave me anytime. This is recorded anyway, so you could watch me later. Scott Lapointe says wide toe box. So he's more in the I'm assuming the ultra scene. That's more your shoes, Scott. But yeah, those are the stuff that I look for in shoes. Let me know if you guys are joining me. What do you look for in shoes? I like ultras. I have a pair of ultras for running, but I think I've gotten used to a little bit more of a heel drop on my shoe. So especially since I do have an a heel spur, the little bit of drop helps me. And when I do wear those ultras, which are flat, zero drop, although they do have the wide toe box, it does tend to, make me feel that heel spur a little bit more. So Bruce Wayne says Mizuno Saucony are my favorite. Saucony, that's how you say it. Cool. Mizuno. I have a pair of Mizunos. Sauconys. I had some Convaras. Those were like some minimalist kind of shoes back in the day. I don't know about now. I think they're a lot more cushioned. That's the way the world's going. Before it went from the regular running shoe to super minimalist to now everybody's looking like a Hoka shoe. I have not worn Hoka shoes. So let's get to the next topic, which is my training. Your boy is running. I've ran. Anna and Anna's gonna be my pacer, so I'm trying to get her to get fit again because I'm gonna need a pacer. I actually signed up for the Rocky Raccoon 100. So let me go ahead and put that Rocky Raccoon 100. We'll talk about that right now. I signed up for the Rocky Raccoon 100, and I am ready to go for that. The Rocky Raccoon 100. I signed up for that. It was $280. So, once you have that fire lit, and especially if you sign up for the race, then you know that you're actually going to start training. And that's me. That's me right now. Like I have two races. I have the marathon. Marathon is scary. but a 100 miler is frightening, right? So that's 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 something that I don't want to go back and DNF. I know that it was a tough race for me. It was muddy, a lot of conditions, and a lot more tougher people than me DNF before I did. So I think I did well, but I still have some regrets on that race, especially that last loop where I didn't give up totally, but I gave up on that loop, that last loop where I didn't push myself. And then at a certain point, if you saw the video after I hit the aid station and I was going to quit and take like a car ride back to the start line, even though I knew that I was going to DNF, I decided to finish off the race and take a DNF at the start line. And that's when I pushed myself harder for that race, even though I thought I was done. Like that whole last loop, I thought there's no way I could go harder. And I found it in me. And that's what I have to do. I have to reset my mindset during the ultra marathon every so often, because you'll get stuck in a like almost in a trance of feeling bad during a race, and you got to you got to reset yourself. So I've pulled together a team of pacers. Hopefully this time it'll work, and hopefully they all go. I got Tony. He's going to do miles 50 through 60, so it's a shorter one. He's getting up there in age, so I wanted to not push him too hard. Although he's more fit than me, he could probably pace the other ones too. But I'm gonna have him do, those 10 miles, and then Anna is gonna pace me from miles 60 to 80. She's gonna get me to the last loop, which 60-80 is gonna be a tough one for me, because that's the loop I quit on, and I'm gonna need Anna to push me for that too. And then the last loop is gonna be Chris Heisner. He's my good buddy. He moved away to Houston, but he finished the Rocky Raccoon last year. He and he actually did his last loop pretty fast, because he had to push himself. He found another gear, and I need that kind of motivation and that type of person to kick me out of whatever trance I'm in to finish that race. So let's get to the questions or the comments over here. Are you still lifting during marathon training? I'm lifting. You can see some muscles still. But I am not lifting too much. Like, I think I've changed, especially if I'm training for marathon, and especially the ultra marathon. It's going to be focused on running, getting all those miles in, because I'm going to be picking up my mileage to do 50, 60-mile weeks, and there's not a lot of time left to work out in the gym. I'm not Nick Bear. I'm just the Goku runner, so I can only do what I can do. But I will try to get in the gym as much as I can, but it won't be my main focus. My main focus is going to be getting out on the roads and running the miles, so I could train for that. So I am training for the Houston Marathon. I am training for Rocky Raccoon, and actually, the Houston Marathon training kicks off today. There's going to be an event over at the park over in Houston, at the Cullen track. It's the new track that they have over there, and I'm going to be there for the Houston Marathon ambassadors at 6 p.m. today. So if you guys are in Houston, come out, say hi to me. I'll be out there volunteering, maybe running a few laps around the track, getting a lot of footage too. So we will have a Goku Runner video on that. I know I haven't been putting too many videos out. I've been focusing on running. I almost brought the GoPro out for my run last night, but when I'm running with Anna, she doesn't like to be on the videos. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to film if I'm trying to avoid getting somebody on the video. Although she doesn't mind. She's been on there for so many years. She actually has her own little fan club of runners that love seeing her on the videos, and I tell her that too. But yeah, I am training for both the Houston Marathon and the Rocky Raccoon. So I think my plan is going to be a mixture of those, where I'm going to be going, my long miles on the weekends. There's probably going to be 2 long runs on the weekends, just going at Rocky Raccoon pace. And I think that's the true pace that I should go at anyway, since, the marathon is just going to be me going at a 5:45 to 5:50 pace. I think that's about, I think 5:40 to 50 is what we should try to get, just to ensure that everybody is able to finish the race. Because I do have 2 or 3 people who are going to be following me during the race, who are going to be having me pace them, and it'll be fun. So if you guys are watching this, make sure you go 540 to 550. That's the pace we want to go to. It's going to be probably a minute and 15 seconds of running with 35 seconds of walking. So we're just going to do that. I know that sounds short, and it is short. It's a short period of time, short intervals, but I like that short intervals. That way you don't get too much stuck in a rut of walking too long. And if you watch, if you know Jeff Galloway, that's his method. He actually says nothing should be over 30 seconds, I think. So we're going a little bit over that, 35 seconds of walking and a minute and 15 seconds of running. I think that's going to get us to the sub 6 hour marathon for sure. And that's what I'll be training for. So during my weekday runs, I'll be training to go about a 12 to 13 minute pace on those runs, and then on the weekends the ultra marathon pace, which I'm gonna try to keep it at 15 to 16 minute paces for those, because I do want to be faster than last year. Last year I was thinking I could just do cutoff times, which was like a 17:30, which was a little bit ahead of cutoff times, but I need to be a lot more ahead of cutoff times in order to rest a little bit, which I'm not going to rest too much, and keep moving. So that is the plan. Comment over here. Uh, Jotaru Kuju, I remember you. Never give up. That's right. Never give up. Never give up. Uh, the 100 miler. I actually wasn't going to do it this year. And Anna, she was like, she told me, Jeremy, I think you could do it. I believe in you. And when you have somebody that supports you and believes in you outside of yourself, uh, uh, that's why I signed up. I signed up because she believed in me, and I believed in myself that I could do it. And I'm feeling good too. Like, after the Rocky Raccoon, man, it pretty much destroyed my running. That's when I found out I had gout. I wasn't running. I haven't been running for the last 6 months, pretty much. Just starting up back recently, and I've been in a lot of pain. And now I'm back. Like, it's not going to destroy me, and I'm ready to destroy the Rocky Raccoon. Hopefully in February. So let's go. Let's go. Uh, the podcast. I have a podcast. So if you guys haven't been watching the podcast, I know it's not as popular as the running videos, but there's some good content out there, and I'm trying to get some more content. The Houston Marathon does want me to do some more interviews on the Houston Marathon people. They want me to interview the race director, which I think is going to be a cool experience. I've met her before, Carly. She's the race director of the Houston Marathon. It'll be cool to talk to her because I am a race director myself for a bunch of races. So it'll be fun to talk to her about, everything, all the logistics of a big time marathon where they have 28,000 people compared to my race, where we have just under 1,000 for some races, or just over 1,000 for some races, but nothing compared to stopping the fourth largest city in America for 6 hours. So there'll be a lot of fun talks on that. I'll be talking to one of the people that put on the expo, the Houston Marathon Expo. That's coming in the future. So that's going to be a fun talk, because I love expos. Expos are fun. You're not supposed to go to expos and stand around all day before your marathon, but I really enjoy those. The Houston Marathon Expo has gotten smaller over the years, but it's still a pretty big expo. Back in the day, it used to take up a good portion of the convention center. And now it's, I would say it's almost a third of the size that it was. So still big, but not as big as it used to be. But I'm going to interview that person, and then more people. Like I have my friend Troy. He's trying to train and get faster. He's one of the faster guys here in Beaumont locally, the Golden Triangle area. He's a Golden Triangle strutter. I've had him on the Three Bros podcast, which we kind of stopped doing, but I'll interview him. And if any of y'all want to be interviewed, let me know. I like to talk to you guys. And in those podcasts, it's not me talking. It's the guest talking. I think that in a podcast, it's good to have conversation every once in a while in the podcast, but you know, the person being interviewed should definitely be in the situation where they're talking the most. Scott Lapointe says, "Buckle time. Let's get it." Scott Lapointe, let's get the buckle. 100-mile buckle has eluded me. I never thought I would do a 100-miler in my life, but here I am chasing it. And after like filming at Habanero 100, those people inspired me to want to do a 100-miler. I will never do a 100-miler at Habanero 100 because that's just freaking crazy. But I will do the 100-miler over at Rocky Raccoon 2025. So I'm excited to get training out. Every night now, every day when I'm driving, I'm like, I could be running right now. So it's getting into my head, the mentality of training and getting in those long runs. Waking up at like 2 a.m. That's when I would wake up because I'm a slower runner and it takes a long time for me to run 20, 30 miles. So I have to get up earlier than somebody who runs a 10-minute pace, who runs a 7-minute pace, because it's going to take me twice as long to finish a 30-miler as it would take a person who runs 7-minute pace. So I'm gonna be out there for a long time, and I'm excited to start the training and get my fitness back, get my running legs underneath me, and I'm feeling good, like I said before. Anything else? Podcast. That's about it. So check out the podcast. It's on Spotify. Not too many people listen to it on Spotify. Go listen to it over there. It's gonna help me out. YouTube is doing okay, but I know my running videos are the things that you guys are here for. But check out the podcast every once in a while. There's some good stuff. I like the Michael McGinnis one. He was the fastest or the youngest finisher. He was the youngest finisher of the Habanero 100 miler. He has some good points that he talked about. He has a mature level head on him, and I liked a lot of the things that he said on the podcast. So check that out. Hope you guys are having a great day, and hope you guys do have a great day. Get out there and run. If you guys are out in Houston, 6 p.m., I'll be at the Cullen track over at Memorial Park to do the Houston Marathon Kickoff. There'll be giveaways. There'll be a lot of things you could run around. Come say hi to me. Come stop me from whatever I'm doing, and I will chat you up, take a picture with you. I actually want to take pictures with my subscribers more than my subscribers want to take pictures with me. So let me take a picture with you, and I will post it up wherever. And hope you guys enjoy this little Go Current Talks Tuesday. Go kick ass in your training, and let's go. See you guys next one. Peace.